The movie with Denzel, before I got the scene, right? They say, what you want to wear in the movie? I'm like, give me a blue sweatsuit, let me get with my blue chucks. They didn't tell me where it was. We get to that motherfucker, 100,000 bloods on the corner. I'm in a wheelchair like, God damn.
Let's figure what's going on in the street right now.
How about not even a freestyle, you just hit the hook?
Man, you know that music too personal to play it like that, man.
That's who you was talking about when you said you got a $2 million crew in New York City? Cause I don't know no niggas out here. You know? You was doing good, you had E-class around you.
Oh, the controversial world of rap music. Artists may come and go with each new decade, but the authenticity of music rarely ever changes. Sure, it is understandable that an artist needs a certain image to succeed in the tough music business, but just how far should artists be willing to go to sell records?
It's a little short period of time. See how long he stays in.
I feel sad for that kid, man, and
Really?
I feel sad for a lot of kids that's, getting into and don't know what they doing, man, claiming to be something that they not.
Most rappers nowadays rap about the gang life and violence, but most of these artists don't have much personal experience in any of these areas. It makes you wonder if it really takes a false image to sell at a time when people rarely buy albums. While most of us have enough intelligence to know that most artists aren't who they say they are, none of us can deny how hilarious it is when they are exposed.
Ricky's crew. He said he got a $2 million crew in New York City. He was talking about the NYPD.
I got a $2 million team in New York.
In the earlier days of hip-hop and rap, artists were diverse when it came to their messages. There were the original rappers like Bone Thugs and Harmony, the Notorious Big, and Ice-T. They were controversial in their lyrics, but other artists took different approaches to their music. In contrast, rappers such as Public Enemy and NWA were known for their strong and influential political messages. The deeper messages provided by these artists did not in any shape or form prevent them from reaching much success in the business. Today, most rappers are cut from the same cloth. They all rap about the game, thug life, and violence that most of them have never truly experienced firsthand. Lil Wayne is one of the hottest rappers out right now, but most people don't know that he made straight A's in college. As the youngest artist on Cash Money Records at the beginning of his career, rap kept him out of the danger that the projects of New Orleans are notoriously known for. Wayne isn't much of a thug, but his lyrics continuously suggest otherwise. Lil Wayne is no fool. He just knows who he has to appear to be to sell millions of records. And so far, the formula has worked well for his career. I mean, Snoop Dogg is another example. Snoop has been accused of creative embellishment in relation to his ties to Los Angeles gangs on several occasions, most notably by Eazy-E and his gang friends, or something like that, during his early days with Death Row Records. While this could be attributed in large part to being grouped in with Dr. Dre, whose street cred was questionable, the accusations against Snoop did not stick. He was a member of the famed Rolling 20s Crips as a teenager, and it was the elder gangsters who urged him to start rapping after serving time in prison for coke possession in 1990. Snoop was close friends with Stanley Tookie Williams, the Crips co-founder, and was one of the last people to speak with the legendary criminal over the phone before his 2005 execution. He is open about his gang history, frequent trips to the county jail, and post-fame spell as an actual pimp in the early 2000s. Despite all of this, he remains a cherished public figure, demonstrating how lovely he truly is. While most famous Crips members have never denied Snoop's ties to their illustrious group, that doesn't mean they're very pleased with him. Around 2015, a scary man named Big Flossie began criticizing Snoop on social media, and his complaints were numerous. Flossie, a second-generation Rolling 20s member, criticized Snoop for failing to give back significantly to the Long Beach community, later clarifying that a promised injection of cash to build a youth center never materialized, and for failing to use his platform to broker peace between the Rolling 20s and the insane Crips, mortal enemies who both look up to him. Rumors arose around the same time that Snoop's hood card had been pulled and that he'd been thrown out of the area by the very set he used to claim. Snoop responded to YouTube to vehemently reject this, as well as Flossie's charges, citing the numerous things he's done to assist underprivileged youngsters and dubbing himself King of Long Beach. These are his only two printable points. If any other confirmation of Snoop's credentials as a Crip is required, the blue streak he curses in the video should be enough. Snoop is a skilled rapper who exudes charisma and has a clear dislike for accepting trash, so it's hardly a surprise that he's achieved such a high degree of fame. However, it appears that Snoop's family has a genetic predisposition for paparazzi and devoted fans, and not all of the talent is musical. Mercedes Kestner Varnado, also known as Sasha Banks, is a three-time WWE Women's Champion. She and Snoop have bonded over their shared love of professional wrestling, and she has stated that spending time with him inspired large portions of her legit boss stage persona. His other relatives include Kardashian-S tape star Ray J. R. and B singer Brandy, and the late rapper Nate Dogg, who of course bore the Dogg surname. When Tupac Shakur was hospitalized following his 1996 shooting in Las Vegas, Snoop Dogg was surprised to find him in such poor condition. Snoop Dogg spoke on Logan Paul's Impulsive show on what he observed immediately after the shooting. "When we drive to Vegas to see Pac, we got to Suge Knight's house first, so we haven't even seen Pac." Tupac was shot in the passenger seat as former Death Row Chief Knight was driving the vehicle. "We just talking to Suge, and he got the head wrapped up and he telling us what happened and saying, 'Pac gonna be all right, he going to pull through, he got shot 9 times before, he going to be all right.'" That turned out to be an entirely optimistic view, as Snoop Dogg quickly learned. "We feeling like it's gonna be all right until we go to the hospital and see that it ain't all right. He got tubes in him," Snoop Dogg said. "When I walked in, I could just feel like he wasn't even there and I fainted." Shakur's mother, Afeni Shakur, however, was there. She told him to get it together and talk to her son. She was like, "My baby ain't never seen you weak. I don't want you to be weak in front of him. You go in the bathroom and fix yourself up and you go back in there and you talk to him and you tell him how you feel." Afenia Shakur said to put aside any resentments between the two. "My baby loves you," Snoop said of Afeni Shakur's words. "She knew there was a little tension, but she knew how much we loved each other. So she gave us a moment for me to say some things to him as far as how much I love him. But I knew that that was going to be my last time speaking with him." Tupac Shakur died 6 days later. Many, however, allege that Snoop never visited Tupac in the hospital. Boss, whose real name was Lachelle Marie Laws, also recently passed away at the age of 54. She gained fame as a rapper signed to Def Jam, and many consider her to be the first female rapper to sign with the label. Born in Detroit, Michigan, she made waves nationally with her debut album, Born Gangsters, which included the popular song and video, Deeper. Boss faced controversy when it was revealed that she came from a middle-class background, sparking accusations of fraud within the rap community. However, this backlash seemed unfair and misogynistic, as Boss had faced genuine hardships when she moved to California, which influenced her music. Despite her talent, Boss's career struggled after the controversy. She made guest appearances on albums by artists like Spice One and South Central Cartel, reflecting her connections in California. Health problems, including kidney failure in 2011 and a stroke and seizure in 2017, added to her challenges. Her passing is sad news for her family, friends, and fans. Hopefully, Boss will finally receive the recognition she deserves as a trailblazing female rapper who paved the way for others in the industry. Rest in power, Lachelle. In July 2008, The Smoking Gun published information connecting Ross to a social security number tied to his time as a correctional officer at the South Florida Reception Center for about 18 months. Additionally, a photo circulating online, first shared by Media Takeout, supposedly showed Ross in his correctional officer uniform. Initially, Ross denied the authenticity of the photo. However, as more evidence of his past came to light, he eventually admitted to working as a correctional officer in Florida from 1995 to 1997. This revelation stirred controversy, with Freeway Ricky Ross expressing offense at Ross for using his name and identity. This occurred after the Smoking released documents revealing Ross's previous employment as a correctional officer in Florida. Rick Ross has recently been open about his relationship with Drake, which is spiraling out of control. The Florida rapper was recently called out for reportedly lying about his previous tenure as a correctional officer. 1090 Jake, a renowned internet personality, revealed documents on Instagram proving that the Imma Boss rapper was employed by the Department of Corrections in his home state for a year and a half. One document included what looked to be Ross's signature dated December 29, 1995. The second paper showed that he gave notice that he was departing on June 2, 1997. Jake also revealed a document acknowledging the Port of Miami two rappers' flawless attendance in September 1996. In order to defend Drake, Jake began researching Ross's background. Since he keep calling at Champagne Papi a white boy, he woke the real white boy up. Jake wrote. Y'all want this video? He said he only lasted 4 months, but the paperwork says 95, 97 with a perfect attendance LMK. Rick Ross responded to 1090 Jake's charges by digging out his police records and saying that the online personality was a rat. While Jake's impact on Ross's perception remains to be seen, Drake appears to encourage his efforts as he followed him on Instagram. Rose has already discussed his time as a correctional officer, which was initially brought up by 50 Cent in the 2000s. Maybe when I was 20, he told Full Send in 2022. I didn't really get to make it to the prison because you gotta go through training and all that, and I didn't last long. I may have lasted 4 months and they said I was a lil tardy. This disclosure seemed unusual given that he had previously admitted to serving as a jail officer for 18 months. He eventually quit because he disliked the low pay and the fact that the job needed so much physical activity. NWA is recognized with pioneering gangsta rap in the late 1980s as the Compton Group achieved fame with their 1988 debut album, Straight Outta Compton. However, Dr. Dre, the co-founder of Death Row Records, revealed in a recent appearance on Kevin Hart's Peacock series Heart to Heart that he is not a fan of the gangsta rap label. By the way, I never liked it being called that, gangsta rap, Dr. Dre shared. That's never what we went in to do. We were just making hardcore hip-hop. That's all it is. I don't know why it got that title or who gave it that title. I don't know who the F that was, but it wasn't us.
Wait, do you consider yourself
No, man, you know. I'm here to make money. You know?
According to Dre, NWA regarded their sound as hardcore hip-hop. We just embraced it and let it go. But that's not what we decided to do, he continued. That's not what we called. We were just doing hip-hop, hardcore hip-hop. During his interview with Hart, Dr. Dre also credited the doc with convincing him to create his magnum work, 1992's The Chronic. A close friend of mine, we'll call him Doc, talked me into doing the Chronic album, Dre revealed. It wasn't my decision. I was talked into doing that. I just went in there and went for it because I felt, at that time, it was a life or death situation. In 2018, Tekashi 6 ix 9ine Ine posted a video in which he visited Chicago's famed O Block to taunt Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and the other Chi-Town rappers with whom he has a dispute. In the video, Tekashi claimed that he went to O Block at 10 p.m. and inquired why it was deemed so dangerous. This O Block right here? I should call this S-No Block, he said. It's 10 o'clock. Where the F-U-N at? However, Mr. 6 9 was not telling the truth in the video, as he was on that street at 3:20 a.m. Not 10 p.m. plus. He just stood there for a few seconds before jumping into a black SUV and driving away. Tekashi 6 9 rose to prominence in 2018 due to two factors. According to social media perspectives, his hit tune Gummo and becoming one of the greatest internet trolls rap has ever seen are two examples. Tekashi spent much of his career inciting feuds with other rappers, whether it was Ohio's Trippie Redd, fellow Brooklyn rapper Casanova, or Los Angeles rapper YG. While doing all of this trolling, Tekashi flashed a lot of red, the color of the Blood Street Gang, to let everyone know he was a member. Then, in 2018, he was arrested on racketeering and charges alongside members of the 9 Trey Gangsters, a Bloods faction. According to the Daily News, Tekashi was extorted by the gang, rather than being a member of it. That knowledge was confirmed via a phone call between New York rapper Jim Jones and 9 Trey Gangster member Jamel Mel Murda Jones, which prosecutors used in Tekashi's trial. He was never a gang member, Jim stated during the call. He was always a money ploy for the gang members. Eventually, the rainbow-haired rapper agreed to collaborate with the feds to jail 9 Trey members. He was granted early release from prison in 2020 due to a COVID-19 health risk. According to ABC News, Tekashi suffers from severe asthma. Tyga's first album is titled No Introduction, yet even after its release, he wanted to identify himself and explain how he grew up. In December 2013, archival footage from a show called Bustas emerged, revealing a teenage Tyga discussing his life in Los Angeles' San Fernando Valley. Tyga on Bustas stated, "Grew up not too tough, parents had a Range Rover, doing it big, not too much hard, but I'm still street," as reported by TMZ. This excerpt aroused some eyebrows, given Tyga has long claimed to be from Compton, a West Coast city made famous by artists such as Dr. Dre and NWA. During an appearance on Big Boy's Neighborhood on Los Angeles radio station Power 106, the Rack City rapper clarified the situation following the release of the video. The intro beginning was scripted. "I never grew up in the Valley. I lived in Compton Gardena my whole life. I'm young, I'm ambitious, I don't care, I'm getting a check for this, I'm having fun, I'm about to be on TV, he said. The issue subsided once he explained himself, and the California native went on to have a rather successful career. It's not that 21 Savage was accused of lying about his upbringing, but rather of disguising it because he built his career on recounting gritty street stories about growing up on Atlanta's East Side. However, in 2019, the rapper was detained by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement for overstaying his visa. After that, you could almost hear people on social media saying, "Huh? Why would an American citizen need a visa?" However, Savage is not an American citizen and was born in the United Kingdom, as confirmed upon his imprisonment. Savage entered the U.S. legally as a 7-year-old in 2005, according to his legal team's statement published in Rolling Stone. However, his visa expired in 2006. ICE detained him for 10 days before releasing him, and he later appeared on Good Morning America. During the interview, the bank account rapper stated that he was not lying about his birthplace in the United Kingdom. He simply kept it a secret to avoid being deported. Ice Cube's image has evolved throughout the course of his career, from gangster rapper to actor in family-friendly films such as Are We There Yet? And The Book of Life. And now he's a businessman, having founded the Big Three Basketball League, which was an instant hit. However, some may still be unable to shake the picture of a young, frightening Cube from the rap group NWA, particularly in the video for Straight Outta Compton, the song, not the film. It was one of the first videos that gained the group national attention and cemented their outlaw reputation. Straight Outta Compton, crazy mother F named Ice Cube, he raps on the legendary track. But Alonzo Williams, who said he signed Cube to his first record deal as a youngster, claimed Cube's criminal image was all a ruse. Ice Cube was a great kid, Williams told Vlad TV in 2015. His gangster image, F me up, he's a great actor. Cube never responded to Williams or refuted his comments. It's worth mentioning that aside from his rap lyrics, the actor and singer never pretended to be a true gangster. In 2016, he shared with NPR's Wait, Don't Tell Me that he wrote songs to reflect on his childhood in South Central Los Angeles. That's all for the video, folks. Thanks for watching.